When railroaders, especially in Columbus, used the term the Panhandle, they were referring to the former Pennsylvania Railroad between Columbus and Pittsburgh. The name Panhandle first appeared in 1868 when a company by that name bought the Pittsburgh and Steubenville Railroad at foreclosure. In 1849, the Pittsburgh and Steubenville was incorporated to build from Pittsburgh's south side to the state line of Virginia, later to become West Virginia. The Pittsburgh and Steubenville was completed in 1864 and became part of the through route from Pittsburgh to Columbus in 1865. Despite the advantage of being part of this through route, the road failed, going into foreclosure. The Panhandle name was soon applied colloquially to the entire route from Pittsburgh to Columbus and beyond. By 1916, various mergers and consolidations had led to the formation of the Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Chicago, and St. Louis Railroad connecting those cities. The entire route was still referred to as the Panhandle. In 1921, the PCC and STL was leased by the Pennsylvania Railroad for 999 years. Our look at the Panhandle is limited to what could be considered the original Panhandle from Columbus to Pittsburgh. What you're about to see covers the west end of the Panhandle from Columbus to Newark, Ohio. This portion of the route was built by the Central Ohio Railroad in 1854 from the Ohio River, near Wheeling, through Newark to Columbus. Trackage rights were obtained by another Panhandle predecessor, the Steubenville in Indiana, which reached Licking on the east side of Newark in 1855. The Steubenville in Indiana was to build a line to Columbus closely following the route of the Central Ohio. The road was so destitute it was unable to build this parallel line and had to rely on a connecting road west of Columbus for an advance, allowing the completion of the short connection from Licking to the Central Ohio at First Street in Newark. The Central Ohio eventually became a branch of the Baltimore and Ohio. This Columbus and Newark Division had somewhat of a split personality. Although the towers and other buildings were of B&O architecture, the signals were strictly Pennsy position lights, some mounted on large Pennsy-style signal bridges. The rail and ballast were heavy-duty and well-maintained and didn't look like a branch at all. Our tour of the C&N Division starts at the Columbus Union Depot. You'll see the C&N Division much as you would if you had spent a typical day along its right-of-way. Because Panhandle trackage rights over the C&N, you'll see trains of both railroads. The map shows the general arrangement of the Columbus terminal as it relates to the Panhandle. All maps in this tape are of a general nature since not all tracks are shown. The following are scenes of Columbus Union Depot in 1977. If you sat at 4th Street long enough, almost anything would and did come by. Erie Lackawanna units eastbound at 4th Street on a yard job. A westbound passing 4th Street. The new track work installed east of the depot has caused quite a bit of disruption to normal operations in the area. This is the switch tender for U.S. Tower and his office. The westbound terminal helper is on his way to another stalled train. He is meeting the B&O's afternoon eastbound freight number 102 at 3rd Street. The operator at U.S. Tower is ready to hand on orders to number 102. Heath Tower west of Newark with a passing westbound. Another westbound is crossing the former New York Central, eastern subdivision of the Toledo and Ohio Central. This westbound was observed from the tower. And eastbound also from the tower. A very foolish man in a red pickup. Mail train number 10 streaks past. An interesting wreck at Heath involves several tank cars of corn syrup and one of mineral oil. That's why they appear so shiny. The tower almost met its fate during this wreck. A Reading boxcar put this dent in the north face of the building. This is a sea of more than 1 million gallons of corn syrup plus a little mineral oil well mixed with cinders. A sad sight, Heath Tower in 1991. It's the only tower still standing on the Panhandle between Columbus and Pittsburgh.